Back for hour 2. Call it Cthulhu. Here with the players and you. Alrighty. We are back. Hour 2, Amidst the Ancient Trees. Episode 5. Alright. So, gotta lock that in. Alright. So, there we were. Back on the path. Now that I put your faces on the other screen, I can actually reel that over. And you guys are on the path right about... Come on, Luke. Right about there. So, make that the map layer so no one can mess it up. And you guys made spot hidden. Dyer's just busy keeping his nose to the ground or whatever. Meadow stops. He's like, wait, it looks like it kind of deviates a little bit. Let's see, who had the extreme? That was the Duke. What? Thomas, you see it? Like Meadows brings it to your attention, but Thomas, you see that the 2-track continues north, and it starts to curve and go around some bends, and it's getting a little more. It seems like it's well, no, it doesn't seem like it's more worn, but you got the 2-track, but you see, and I'll just do this freehand on here. Let me get the right thing. But even though, the 2-track continues north, you see just real distinctly this small little footpath that goes off to the northeast. Duke Suffolk, you wait, let me just do that. Not only see that, but you pick up the footprints that are definitely fresh on this trail. As you guys come up to where it forks, Dyer goes ahead a few steps as Meadows stops and points it out. And Thomas, you're like, oh yeah, there's definitely a foot trail there. It's not just like a deer path. And then the Duke is able to look at it and be like, oh yeah, there's several sets of footprints here, not made too long ago. Like you can see them stamped into kind of the moist earth.
What do they look like?
It looks like 3 large sets of boot prints, dragging, carrying, walking a smaller set of footprints. No, wait.
There it is. There it is.
I got that wrong. I apologize.
Mm-hmm.
It's just 2 sets of larger footprints. That's all you get.
Oh.
Okay. I get going on my imaginations here. So.
Oh. So I needed an extra critical to figure out that there was a girl being dragged. I mean.
No, you only see squarely 2 sets of footprints here.
I know. I just do. All right. A call to attention of Mr. Dyerman, who is walked past the trail. I think this is what we're looking for, gentlemen.
Well, let's follow that then.
Let's go.
What was our traveling music? Didn't we used to have like a traveling march? I can't remember.
Dun 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 dun.
Not Lord of the Rings. Not Lord of the Rings. No, not Lord of the Rings.
You want something different?
Is that Scott Joplin?
Okay, so
no, it's just a mix of banjo music and Super Mario World.
So you guys decide to follow the footpath to the right? Is that what you said?
It's totally conspicuous. We have to follow it. This is the rule of any role-playing game. I mean, it's very reasonable to follow these footprints.
Alrighty. Let's see here. So you guys go that way. You're traveling maybe about another hour or so as it takes you north and east, winding its way around. Definitely going more east as it starts to wrap around north again. And then suddenly you hit a small clearing, and I'm going to take you back real quick to this page. Oh, hey, come on. I put it there. Back to the painting page.
There's a dead person on my screen.
Why is it always with the painting guy?
Not the painting.
Don't look at that one.
That's the artist. I can't not look at it because it's the thing on the screen.
The artist formerly known as Dead Guy.
Unless you want me to you want me to minimize roll 20? Is that what you're asking?
No.
Stabby Magoo.
Stabby McStabby McGoo.
So I want to bring your attention down to the paintings and to this one that I'm hitting it here with the cabin on it.
Nobody likes the cabin.
Well, there's only two people. Okay, so as soon as you guys see it, you see this creepy old, dilapidated cabin, even older. It's decent shape, but possibly even older than the one that you were just in a while back. Meadows' breath catches, and he gets ready to scream. Dyer, you recognize that it is the exact same cabin that you had a dream about just the night before, referring to the handout that I gave you before, of course. So go ahead. I'll let you do it. I need Meadows to have a sanity roll and Dyer to have a sanity roll.
I will happily fail his sanity roll for him.
Oh.
Oh, right, maybe not.
Ooh, same.
Same rolls.
All right.
Roll twins.
Nice work.
Roll
It's only one.
High five.
It's only 1 point for passing. Only one sanity point for passing. Meadows
Oh, we
is like,
gain one sanity point. All right, cool.
Meadows is like, oh. He looks at Dyer. He's like, look at him. He's like,
Wait, do we get a sanity point back?
you lose a sanity point for success. That's how the
I
game
lose
works.
one.
It's
What?
better than the D6 that you would have for failure.
I really lose a sanity point?
Yeah, because there's always there's successes because it's still you see it and it's clear. It's a lot like the oil painting that everybody looked at, but it's exactly the one that you saw in your dream. It's the one that you had the dark shadow, the one where they spoke to you. It's that cabin that you're standing outside of. The footpath continues to wind its way deeper into the forest past the cabin, but you definitely at something that stands out to you.
Okay.
Like significantly, because I mean it's not just like, oh yeah, I saw this oil painting. No, it's vivid.
Okay.
And Meadows is just like doing this to you, looking at it, looking at you. I'm almost down to bloody 3 cigarettes left.
So has Metal completely lost it yet?
Meadows is like the worst valet ever. This is going on your performance review.
Anyway, so you guys, it's about a little after 1 in the afternoon. The sun's past its, zenith there, and it's
Let's have lunch in the cabin.
That's not.
Yeah, we already had lunch, I think.
Meadows is like,
Okay.
I wonder if they're in there.
Might be. It
What?
might be. Why don't you go check, Meadows?
Yeah, go check.
All right,
We'll cover you. And then we cover him.
as your grace wishes. Meadows actually starts walking that way. He's like, I wonder if they're in there.
Uh-huh.
I will follow him.
So Dyer, you have a feeling that he's talking about not talking exactly what the other two might be thinking. Thomas, you follow him?
Sure, yeah.
Yeah, Dyer will follow him too.
Okay. Let's see. I'll go back to...
Careful, Mr. Diamond. Don't bleed on everything.
So, the cabin, at least according to...
Freaking head wound. He's still out here in the woods.
It's bandaged.
I'm good. Just walk it. Rub some dirt on it. Walk it off.
Yep.
So the cabin, it's got one door, like it says, and a couple little windows. The door is shut. There is a pretty well-thatched roof on top.
A
And
thatched roof.
Thatched, logged. It seems to be like, it seems as you look at it, Like it's got a good roof on it. It's very solid.
So, I was gonna say a thatched roof would probably. I mean, it's being used regularly and repaired.
It does look like it's being used regularly. I think maybe thatch is the wrong term, but it got the top. It's got a lot of mudding, a lot of fresh work. It doesn't look like it looks old, but it looks in much better shape than the last one that you were just at. So, if you guys want to make listens or you want to stealthily move around, tell me exactly how you're approaching what you're doing. Duke, if you're not going in, you can investigate further on the outside, or you can stand vigilant, however you want.
Dyer will kind of like go up to the corner between the door and the window, and
I will stand vigilant.
Now go ahead. What were you saying, Dyer? You're gonna do what? Between the door and the window.
Door and the window to peek in.
And yeah, I'll just listen to see if I can hear anything or anyone in there.
Well,
So did Meadow stop?
He's walking up to the door. I want to know: are you guys trying to be quiet as you go up there, or are you just walking up?
I am not. I'm just gonna follow him.
I mean, it appears
I'll
that
listen. I'll listen and be cautious. So I'll do that. But
You can do a listen, Dyer, if you like.
I'm not necessarily trying to make a lot of noise, but
No, I know.
yeah, I'm not like singing at the top of my lungs or anything. But I'm not like consciously making an effort to be quiet either.
Meadows can do listen if he wants, even though he's not particularly focused on that. He seems. Well, you don't know exactly how he is unless you want to try to read him. But he kind of just walks right up. He's got a shotgun in hand. He's got a cigarette hanging out of his mouth, and he starts walking right up towards the front door. And you guys don't hear anything. Obviously, the forest is dead quiet. No squirrels, no birds, not crickets. You might already hear it now, but no wildlife, no cicadas, no nothing. So, ain't nothing happening. Dead quiet. Lots of yellow leaves. Lots of premature, leaf dropping. And you get to the door, and the door's shut. It just looks like a simple latch to open it up. The windows, there's like inside like shutters, or not shutters, but just like the panels that you would just close like this from the inside. And either way, panels are closed, the windows are covered, not nailed shut like the other place. Just looks like it's well kept and just closed up. And you guys don't hear anything.
okay. I mean, Dyer will walk back and let everyone else know that
What I think
it's pretty quiet.
I think you and Meadows and Thomas are all right up there.
Then we'll just Dyer just kind of motions like he shakes his head no, like nothing's in there. It's quiet.
Oh, where's the truck that was supposed to come here?
The truck was heading north to the logging camp.
Yeah, I was following the two
We're
track.
not there.
You guys followed a footpath off to the northeast. So there's no truck or truck tracks around here.
Okay. So, I mean, do Meadows go in, or is he just hanging out the doorway?
Well, he gets up there, and you guys are kind of listening. He didn't really listen. He goes up, and he just gently tries the latch, and he's like, "I think it's unlocked." So he looks at you, Thomas, because you're right next to him.
You open, I'll clear.
Right. And he does, and the door swings inward, and he steps out of the way.
And I point my pistol and check it out. It's still daylight, right? We're not doing this in the dark.
It's like 1:30 in the
Some
afternoon.
kind of stupid people, are we?
It's close to 1:30 in the afternoon. There's
Okay, good.
plenty of light. And you're just hit with a wave of must and mildew and something you can't really put your finger on, but nothing immediately murders you as you step into a dusty old cabin.
It's not immediate murder. It's
It's
very
not immediate.
slow murder.
Yeah, yep, very very much. It's not It was very dark inside until you open the door. It's the only light that's really getting in as you cast light across several different things and items in the cabin, but there's no one immediately in there, like a person or anything, as you open up. Meadows follows you in, Dyer.
Yeah, what the hell? I'll check it out.
Okay. You guys may do... So you see... Duke, you see all three of them step in. Like, Thomas goes in with Meadows right behind him, and Dyer follows him in. You stay out, go in, stay vigilant, fine either way. The other three of you can make spot hiddens.
I get to make the spot hiddens.
You can make it for Meadows, sure. Unless you're coming inside and looking around as well. Success, hard success. Nice. Very good rolls tonight. A lot of green on that screen. Waiting for Thomas to roll if he's gonna.
Sorry,
Couldn't.
Boom!
I couldn't find my character sheet.
It's in roll 20.
I know where it is. I just
It's named Thomas Highbrook.
that's it. I'm done.
No!
Have you checked Roll20 for your character sheet?
Okay, hold on.
I didn't do that, Dustin.
You know, maybe for our next game, we should try this service called Roll20.
Sounds promising.
Now Kurt's getting it.
Luke, I now understand your severe hatred for them.
It's good.
It doesn't take long, does it?
No. Jeez, Kurt, you've been playing with him for over a year. It took you quite a while to get there.
But what is that? It's once a week. So what? That's like 50 days, 55 days. That's less than 2 months.
Give or take, we've missed some weeks here and there, but sometimes we double up.
Yeah. So I mean, that's when you knew that. That's when you developed your severe hatred for me. It was probably in a couple of weeks, if anything.
It was...
Oh, it had to develop? I assumed it was immediate, visceral.
Yeah, I mean, it's different with everyone. They develop their hatred towards me. You know, it's kind of like, becoming an adult. Everyone does it eventually.
Everybody's successful. All right, here we go. This is what everybody notices for the three of you.
Everybody knows.
Meadow, Thomas, and Dyer. You see there are pegs on the wall by the door. And you see upon them a set of uniforms, complete with a hat, belts, and even boots underneath on the floor, that are a dark faded blue, hanging on pegs. Let me see who did the. So that is who did the regular success? That was Dyer. You don't really notice it right away, but Meadows and especially Thomas, you notice that they are the Civil War Union Army uniform. Upon tables that are lining the wall, a couple tables, you see blood-stained hunting knives, like sets of different knives, blood-stained. And you see hanging, like pegged to the walls all around, the carcasses of long dead animals, like the skins. A couple bear, coyote, a few other foxes, other things like that.
Dyer, you've been living in this cabin the whole time and not telling us.
In one corner, there is a very old musket. Well, Civil War rifle, whatever it says in here. Severely old rifle.
That's it.
Could have been either.
Hmm?
It could have been either.
Okay, yeah. Sitting in one corner against the wall. And as Dyer's taking that in, Mattis is also, like, he approaches the table with the knives. Thomas, you take it all in. You asked that question out loud. I don't know if Dyer answered. I was just getting to my exclamation. So, Dyer, do you say anything, or are you just kind of looking at everything?
I mean, Dyer hears them, but he just kind of ignores the comment because he knows he's being a smartass.
Okay. You went really low.
Okay. And after he just sees the costume, or not the costume, but the uniform, he just goes outside and he has a cigarette, and he's just gonna kind of wait for the other two to leave.
Okay, so you turn and you walk out after that. And that's when Thomas, you're taking all this in, and you can look closer at all this stuff if you want, all right? Then you look down, and you see, like, you know, the flooring of this log cabin, of course, is logs going across. So there's obviously vertical cracks all the way across the floor, right?
Mm-hmm.
Coming up through each of these cracks is a very faint blue light emanating.
Oh shit.
Very faint, because if you were in there with the dark and the door closed, you'd see it very clearly. But with the sunlight, the bright yellow light, you know, flooding in, you didn't notice that at first until your eyes start to adjust as you look at everything. And you kind of look down and notice it in the corner. Then you look down and you just notice it all over, coming up through all of the floorboards. Meadows is picking up a knife over on a table. He's like, this looks kind of like the one we found by that dead guy.
Put it down.
Huh?
Put it down.
It like drops with a clink and clunk onto the...
Get out.
He's just like... What?
Get out.
Why?
I gesture at the floor.
He like... Oh... 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 What?
Can I just grab Meadows and toss him out the door?
Mm-hmm.
Sure,
like-
dude. I don't care. You're your own character. You do what you want.
I was talking to... Listen! You! I'm pointing at your face even though you can't see me.
So, you two outside, as Dyer comes out and just lights up a cigarette. I'm not sure if he's like, you know, looking off the distance or whatever, Duke. Then you hear a little bit of conversation. You hear like something drop. And then you hear, whoa, whoa, whoa. And then suddenly Meadows is getting shuffled out the door, kind of roughly. And what's next?
I follow closely after him and shut the door.
Okay.
There's nothing here. Let's go to the camp.
He's like, it looked like there was...
No, there's no.
He goes, there's obviously something underneath. What if the girl is down under the floorboards? Or... I mean, there's obviously like a dugout. Not, I wouldn't say a basement. He goes up to Duke.
Meadows.
He ignores you. He goes up to the Duke and he's like, Your Grace, there's like blue. It's not fire. It's like blue light coming out from the floorboards underneath the floor cracks of the cabin. I don't know what that means. I don't really know what anything means anymore. He goes, Union Civil War uniforms? No, actually, I don't know if he would know that. He might. I don't know if he's well versed in American history. He'd be like, there's very old...
The American Civil War was pretty well known in Europe.
Okay, well, it'd be like, there are old army uniforms, blue ones, rifle in the corner, old hunting knives that look like the one. He's like...
The one?
The one we found that was next to that dead artist guy. They look a lot like that. Like the same era, age, whatever. You should see.
What do you think of it, Agent Highbrook?
I think that I don't know that I want to see what's making that light.
Thomas, do you have just because you don't, or is this relating to something else?
Well, I'm going to ask the question. That's a curious thing to say as an investigator.
I don't know if I can make you understand, but I been looking for something like this for a long time, and now that it's here, I'm not sure I can do it.
Dyer's like, all right, gentlemen, let's face the facts. We're about a day and a half into these woods. We have 1 or 2 rations left, and we have not found the girl.
How much food have you been eating?
Yeah, how much food is he eating?
I show 3
Jeez,
days
Pete,
worth.
I brought like enough food for like a week,
You
man.
did? I only have 3. Oh, okay.
Sucks for you.
You can
All
always
right, we'll
do
leave that. We'll take that.
It's
part
because
of it.
he's loaded down with too many guns.
Could be, yeah. Dyer's just kind of like,
the more food I carry, the fewer guns I can have.
oh yeah, gotta have your guns.
You also thought you could hunt too, right? So,
Yeah, I could, but
but anyways, go ahead.
Like-
Dave.
So,
so Dyer's just like, what? So let's just find the girl, and let's wrap this up. We're getting too sidetracked here. We've been out here for days. I got a freaking head wound.
No, now he complains.
Doing the best I can, but we've been out here for 2 days and we're not getting anywhere.
was
all we're
there a
finding
trap
is-
door or anything to the floor?
I mean, when you think back on it, you're like, you definitely knew there was one in there. Yeah, it wasn't the first thing that crossed your mind. Like your eyes passed over. It was not even hidden under a rug or anything. Just that there's a ring that you pull up to pull the floor up.
She could be here.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt Dyer, but I was just answering the question.
That's fine. Everyone interrupts me today.
I would interrupt Dyer. She could be here. Yes,
So,
we'll have to
Are we?
check.
Are we gonna
I
look?
feel like I should be reacting to this in some fashion.
I was going to ask you.
that.
I was going to ask you that, Thomas. Do you think that's something you should make a sanity check for, or in some way react to? I was going to let it be your decision, because I was trying to ask you.
Sorry. I don't know. What do you think? I mean, obviously this is something.
You don't know what it is, if it relates to anything from your past or not. So that's why I was. But if it reminds you, if you think it reminds you of that, then I would say a sanity check would be fair. It's not going to be like you lose a D6 or anything. It's just going to be a 1 or a 2, pass fail.
Oh.
That's,
I fail.
oh, so 2. That would put you at 52, if I am correct.
How long before I go insane?
0. But there's temporary
So-
sanity for losing a lot in a day. So anyways, please continue.
Seem to be getting way too sidetracked on a bunch of other things. Let's find this girl. Let's get it over with. There's other things we want to check out afterwards. Let's check it out afterwards.
Well, she could very well be here in the basement. So
Do
we
you
have
wanna
to
look?
check.
Otherwise,
No, but we need to. So let's just do it.
there's like,
That's a very
Okay.
peculiar thing to say, Agent.
okay,
Well,
let's go.
I'm a peculiar guy, and I stalk into the cabin.
So since Dyer didn't see it, Dyer will just walk straight up to it and open up the door and just kind of look around because he doesn't exactly know what he's looking for. But
So you follow Thomas in and go right to the trap door, is what you're saying?
no, I'm saying that if he's kind of hesitant, Dyer is just going straight for the door because he's not aware. I mean, because Thomas didn't say why he thought the girl was there. He just said that he thought the girl was there. So.
Sure.
And from Dyer's mindset right now is he's getting frustrated because everything's been a dead end so far, and he's out in the middle of nowhere. He's getting deep into the woods. His mythos is starting to kind of creep up on him, so he's wanting to kind of get this resolved and get back to familiar territory.
Gotcha.
And hopefully it pushes the game along too.
Oh no, sure.
So I mean, Dyer doesn't like charge in, but he's just like, all right, let's go, and he just like goes up like you're going to your house to open up the door.
Okay.
We're going to witness some serious stuff.
Probably. I mean, heck, if I go insane, at least I'm pretty well defended.
Hold on to your butts.
But they're not defended from you. That's the thing.
I know.
Right.
Okay, so you go.
You all think that I'm locked in here with you. But you're really locked in here with me.
Did you just quote
The
like
call
3
was
different movies?
coming from within the house.
Oh my God, how many movies are we quoting?
All
Stop
of
it.
them. Okay,
Why are
so
you doing this? Because you
Anybody want a peanut? There, I do. I just brought it there too.
yeah, we all be dead.
Maybe I won't, you know.
So you burst in, and now everybody
Don't
sees
burst
everything
in.
that I described before: Civil War uniforms, bloodstained hunting knives, dead animals hanging from hooks and ceiling. But there's no
You know what?
there's no evidence of cooking, not at all. And then there's that old.
Wait, no evidence of cooking?
No,
Was that anything?
just that there's no setup. There's no dry rations. Nothing like that. There's just dead animal skins, but no like salted meats or canned goods. There's like an old cot that hasn't been used, has no mattress. There's a table with the bloodstained knives, and then aside from the uniforms and the knives, there is the rusty rifle in the corner, and yeah. And,
All right, whatever.
and then you guys all see it now. You see this blue light emanating through all the floorboards. Quite bright once your eyes adjust and you look at it. And you're in the room.
That is odd.
That's very odd.
So you're saying the girl might be down there?
I mean, something down there.
That's not what you said. You said you think the girl might be.
She might be. So let's go look. I go over and yank the trapdoor open.
Okay.
All right.
I'm going to reveal this, and then I'll be back in like 2 seconds so you guys can openly talk about what you see. Let me just go to...
I mean, do we have to talk about it?
So it should be on the page that I took you guys over to.
Oh, good.
Great
Basket.
Caesar's ghost.
Do the shadowy people there too?
Nope, those are not there. Just the 5 things on the ground. That would be
Why?
like
Why
you,
are they in the picture then?
that represents you standing there.
I
I'm
am not that
a
short.
good-looking shadow. Look at
Oh,
me.
shit.
Can't be me.
Wait.
Those characters aren't wearing hats, and you can't see the silhouettes of all the weapons on my.
Well, it can't be dire because neither one of them are holding enough guns.
Yeah, my character has a hat too, and is very well dressed.
I'm suspicious.
Suspicious.
Yep.
They're burning caskets in a blue flame, and that's just suspicious.
It's weird.
I've never seen such a thing.
So are we thinking girl might be in one of these things then?
Well, we should check.
I'm not. What? Who could survive a burning casket? Well, as the agent said, you should probably find out.
I don't
Okay.
recall the agent mentioning
Me back.
anything about.
Well, you said we have to look. I'm saying.
Okay, so let me. Okay, so you see, just looking down, there's like rickety old pair of steps that go down. I'm thinking of like the steps in the in Evil Dead going down to the cellar, and
Oh, I'm out.
no kidding. I don't believe I watched that when I was like 10 years old and just about lost my crap. Anyway, you see 5 of these down there. 2 have lids on them. 3 have lids pushed aside onto the ground, leaving them open. And you see that these big stone I don't know, whatever they are emanating this blue light coming directly from the stone itself. At least it appears so.
I guess
This
go
is what?
down.
This is the mid-20s.
1925 to be exact.
So we probably know about radium watches.
Sure.
Oh, that probably isn't that uncommon.
Meadows whispers in Dyer's ear. He's like, "You think it's them?" He accentuates the word "them" at the end of the sentence.
I just kind of like looks at him and is like, "What do you mean them?"
From the dream.
I only saw one person in my dream.
Fine. He just kind of like, So, what do you guys
Go
do?
down.
Dyer will look through the open ones, see if there's any hint of anything.
So Thomas and Dyer go down, is what I'm hearing so far.
Uh-huh.
At this point, Meadows has stayed back. He's like, he's like, I better stay with his grace. Now,
Second thought.
There's only so much room down there, gentlemen. I certainly don't want to crowd you.
so Thomas, you go down. Dyer, you said you're looking through one of the open ones?
Well, Dyer's gonna look. Just kind of check out all three that are open.
Yeah. Let's see. Go ahead. Roll. Let's see. I'll roll. For the. Oh. And you two both can make spot hidden checks while you're down there.
Look at that. Look at that.
Wow, really?
How's that wall look over there, Dim?
So, okay, so you rolled a success. Thomas, as Dyer goes down, he like steps through and kicks up a little bit of the mud or the dirt at the bottom. My dog's going ape. Jeez, oh Pete. And as Dyer goes and leans over into one of these stone, whatever they are, and as he steps through the dirt and hits the floor and he walks through, he kicks up some of the dirt, and you see like some of the like be dust or whatever kind of flies through the air, and you can see it looks like kind of the dust itself is green. And as you look at the ground, as you get to the bottom, you see that kind of like smattered here and there on the ground and the wall. There are like little like spots like this big or this big that look like, some kind of decaying fungus or mold or something. It's very pale green. Looks like it's like mold or fungus that maybe has rotted. Biology or botany rolls can be made if anybody has science for it that is down there. If you do, it's not a big deal. If you don't, whatever. And then, Dyer, since you didn't notice that, I'll go right to you. As you look in one in the end, as like the picture there portrays, you see that there is a small, rough leather-bound book. The leather is very worn. It's in good shape, but it's very worn. But it looks like a small diary.
It's a botany or anything. There's a natural world.
What's that?
There's a natural world, but I don't see like.
You're looking first.
There's science.
Science. You need a specific science training.
Okay. No worries. Just wondering.
So Dyer heads to one of these stone, we'll just call them coffins, and he sees this little book in it, and also like a little ring next to it. So that's what you see, Thomas. Dyer? That's what you see, Dyer. That's what you see, is this little book and a little ring next to it.
Okay. You just went quiet.
We did.
We can't hear you, buddy.
Lucas. Okay.
One sec. Okay, it's been a second. Should we just take it from here? Since
Yep, rocks fall. All the bad guys die. We are
Cool.
heroes.
Find the girl.
no.
She's
And Luke, it's not
miraculously-
showing that you're muted, so it's an issue with your hardware, I think.
It's something.
There you go.
Hey, what's up?
I don't know if you heard this, but rocks fell and all the bad guys died. So
Wait a second.
Are we the baddies? And you're standing in radium paint. Ooh. You now have cancer. Congratulations.
We don't know about cancer.
so Dyer will go ahead and take the
We know about cancer.
he takes the diary and the ring. He takes it. He goes up the flight of stairs, hands it to Bernard, and be like, "Here, why don't you rifle through this while we continue our search?"
What did it give me? The diary? Oh, okay.
Diary,
All right.
Found it
I
in one of
will-
these. Found it in
I-
one of these caskets. So
I will investigate the radium. Actually, you know what? Before he hands it to me, I pull out my handkerchief and then grab the book with the handkerchief, so I don't have to touch it.
Dyer's just kind of got like the old, kind of like the middle age, just kind of staring at him like, "Let's go. I'm waiting." And then once Bernard takes it, he goes back down into the room. And he will try to open some of the closed ones.
I'm going to, well, he's checking the other. I'll just check some of the other ones, the ones he's not checking. So,
Alrighty.
At this point, Dyer ignores it and continues to open the rest of them. He just wants to see if. Oh, sorry. I apologize. I thought I heard it was me.
so I pick up the locket and then I check out the piece of metal. I guess. I don't have any science stuff. Hmm. I mean, that's interesting and everything, but I don't know what it's for, so I will examine the locket instead. Just hold on to the other thing. Do I recognize the other one?
I'm sorry, I was reading this. I apologize. You open one of the things. Oh. Oh, the locket. Would you say a spike?
It's like this hollow tube thing. It's like a yeah. I have no idea what it's for, but it's weird. I'm holding on to it. I'm checking out this locket.
Does it look artificial or organic?
I mean, it's artificial. It's like metal. It's like tapered to a point on one end and about 2 inches wide on the other. It's hollow. You can see through it. Looks like it should be heavier than it is.
Oh, sorry.
Oh. And no, I'm gonna. If the locket doesn't reveal
I'm still
anything,
flipping through the diary. I assume it's more than just this entry, but yeah, I'm just reading through the diary.
Jeez.
Yo. So what do you want me to do? Roll 2 strength? It's going to be strength. Roll. 28. Yeah. What? Oh, roll one of each? Oh, because you told me to roll strength or power, whichever.
Whichever stat is lower. So if power is lower, roll power. If strength is lower, roll strength.
All right, there you go. Which one? Can I spend 6 luck to make it a success? I'll do that. So my luck is 46 now. And that pushes it to 50, so it should succeed. I interrupt him and I try to stab him through the head with my machete. Sure call. But the second his eyes open up, Dyer goes for the strike. We can even have it like so. I mean, he's actually like a little surprised, but then just still stone faced. Like he just takes his machete out and just, or at least tries to. I'm sure it's not going to be that easy.
As a reminder, this broadcast is for entertainment purposes only and do not constitute a legally binding
What's up?
patient-doctor relationship. Please consult a true medical professional for any issues you may face.
This episode was brought to you by 2017 The Comic, freshly launched a week ago. New comics come out every Sunday, and potentially on Thursdays, Fridays, or Saturdays, you can watch me draw and complain about how I hate drawing hands and how much I focus on drawing the eye animations. Not animations, but the facial features. 2017thecomic.com. A bunch of advertisement jargon, blah, 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 blah.
No ancient gods were harmed in the making of this. So long, and thanks for all the fish.